Alright guys, so everyone talks about how to pass an FTMO challenge or a prop firm challenge, right? But almost no one talks about the verification stage or the second step and how to pass that. And honestly, this is where most traders actually fail. In this video, I'm going to break down how I pass a verification stage of a prop firm challenge, because it is much different on how you would pass the challenge stage of a prop firm or the first stage. If you're currently in the verification or just about to start one, I promise you, watch this video, it's going to save you a lot of frustration. So let's start super simple. The FTMO verification, or the second step, is the phase after completing the challenge or the first step. So I'm going to use profit targets from FTMO and the majority of other prop firms. So you've already proven that you can make 10% without losing 5% in a day and 10% in total. Now the prop firm wants to see if you can trade responsibly using good risk management to pass the next step. So you might think to yourself, the target is only 5%, it's half of what the first step was, and he was able to pass that. So that makes it easier, right? Especially as most prop firms, you don't have a limited number of trading days, you have an unlimited time to actually pass it. Or you might be able to think that you could pass a verification in one trade to get your live account. So even though the verification is actually a smaller profit target, all my verifications have taken longer than the challenge. So making 5% has actually taken longer than making the 10%. Because of this, the verification seems a little bit more boring, and because you are so close to becoming funded, you want to try and get it done as quickly as possible. However, this is where the majority of people fail. Because they're trying to rush through the verification stage, they end up over leveraging, over risking, over trading to try and pass it, and they just fail. You just start thinking to yourself, it's only one big trade I need, and that's it, you blow it in one trade. So I'm going to put up the certificates of my verification passes so you can see that I have been through this and passed. So I mainly trade gold, so all the verifications and my previous challenges, I've only traded gold to pass these. So with FTMO, I believe you've got 1 to 33 leverage on gold as well, which is actually really decent for a prop firm. The majority of my trades I was using between 2 to 3 lots, potentially going up to 5, but that was very, very rare. And I was using very, very, very tight stop losses when trading 5 lots. Because as you know, with 5 lots of gold, you're making $500 for every dollar gold moves. So you do have to make some slight changes from passing the challenge to the verification. The biggest thing that I had to change was my risk management. During the challenge, I'd sometimes risk between $1,500 to $2,000, so 1.5% to 2%, because I was doing the 100K challenge. However, when it comes to the verification, I actually lowered these a lot to only 0.5% or maximum 1% per trade. So my whole goal was to try and pass this using consistent trading strategies instead of trying to get one big huge trade and trying to pass it that way. So I already trade in very tight hours that I set myself throughout the day. However, I made sure that I was consistent with only trading these hours during the verification stage as well. So because I'm in Dubai, I like to trade between 12 till 2 in the afternoon. That is the start of London session. And then I like to trade from around 4:30, 5 o'clock to around 7 o'clock, which is the New York AM session. Any setups or anything between those times, even if they look really good, I wouldn't take them because it wasn't part of my plan. So yes, it may have made the verification take a little bit longer for me. However, it's the consistency that matters in the verification stage, not getting huge, big trades. So I also took a lot of my stats and looked through the FTMO challenge analysis, which you get at the end once you've completed it. So I went through and really just drummed down when were my profitable hours, what were my profitable days, what were the trades that I took, and how did I feel. I went through all of this before even placing a trade on the verification stage, just to see how I was doing with actually trading the FTMO accounts, because they are slightly different to how you would trade a live account. So for me, Mondays have always been profitable. The Tuesdays in my FTMO challenge, I did lose on both Tuesdays. So I decided not to trade a Tuesday while doing the verification. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I was still profitable on those days in the challenge. So I traded these in the verification. Fridays, I tend not to trade in general just because it is the end of the week. However, if I do see any good setups, I will take them on a Friday, as long as it's not too close to the end of the sessions. Because as you know, with FTMO, you can't hold trades over the weekend, obviously unless you're using a swing account. The best part about this is because you've passed the challenge, you can get all your own data and you can look through it. Another good thing to do, which actually really helps, is get your data, look through it and actually add it into ChatGPT. Again, it will give you a proper solid plan and action plan on how to trade if you don't have one already, and you're using your own stats. So this will help you stay consistent and hopefully get you to pass that verification a lot sooner, a lot quicker, but again, without risking a lot. So your mindset also changes doing the verification compared to the challenge, and it does separate the traders who actually pass the verification stage. So the challenge is all about trying to get 10%, and that, to be honest, that's quite a lot, especially within a few weeks period or a month period. So you're wanting bigger trades, faster results, you're potentially holding for a little bit longer, and you're using a bit more risk as well. However, the verification stage is all about control and how you can actually manage your risk and trade consistently. Because you've already proven you can make money, you've passed the FTMO challenge, which is a higher target. However, most traders fail the verification because it is half of that target and they think it's easier. When they think like that, you potentially get overconfident, cocky with your trades, you think you can pass it. Maybe you've had a few blue days or green days where you think you can carry this on through the verification. However, you need to take a step back, reevaluate everything, as I mentioned, go through your stats, analyze everything you did in the challenge, take a little bit of a break because you do have to wait potentially 1 or 2 days to get access to your verification account, reset and trade consistently, and don't think about that the target is half, because then it will cause you to actually overtrade, over leverage, over risk, and that will make you fail the account. So I also had profit targets for each day. What I was doing was using 0.5% risk to make 1%, so 1 to 2 risk to reward. And in theory, if I got 5 consecutive winning trades over 5 days, I would pass the verification stage. I only wanted to take a maximum of 2 trades per day. And as soon as I hit a profit of $1,000, I was out, because you need to protect the capital that you've already built for yourself. So I understand that most of you will have other commitments throughout the day. However, I did try and structure my day around the verification challenge to think that I'm a proper trader at that point. So what I used to do was wake up around 6 o'clock like I usually do, go for a run, go to the gym. I wouldn't even think about trading. And then get back, have a coffee, eat, feel good. Then I would hop on the charts, mark out my key levels. This is all done before 10, 11 o'clock. So then it still gives me around an hour's break just to sit there, relax, pre-market before my trading day started at 12 for me. I would then wait for my setup. If nothing came within my 2-hour window in the morning, then I would just close my laptop, do something else, get out of the house. Obviously, if you're at work, it might be a little bit different, but just stay away from the charts and just hop back on in your next trading time. And again, as I mentioned, after 1 loss or 2 wins, or 1 loss of $500 and a win of $1,000, again, I would close the charts, walk away, relax. I've done what I've needed to do that day. I haven't lost a lot. And if I've gained, I need to protect that. So walk away, relax, do what you need to do for the rest of the day. Enjoy your evenings, enjoy your afternoons, because that's what real trading is like. And then every evening I would just sit down, get my log out, I'd mark the trades that I did, how I felt, what they were, just so you've got a physical log of all your trades. Of course, FTMO will give you these on the analysis and you can see it on your dashboard. However, it's always good to keep a note of every trade you do, even if you're still trading a live account on the side, just so you know how you're feeling and you can keep a massive log of all of these. So to wrap it up, the challenge shows skill, the verification shows control. It's not about how fast you can grow the account, it's how consistent you can stay while still passing. If you're in a verification or just about to start one right now, keep it simple, trust your system, and protect the equity in the account. I'll put a link to FTMO underneath the video. Obviously, I don't get paid for any of this. However, if you did want to sign up and look into it, I'll put the link below. And if you're in a verification now, drop a comment if you have any questions or if you need any help or anything that I didn't cover in the video. And obviously I'll be glad to answer below. I've also put a link to the live broker that I use as well. So if you want to sign up and use a live broker with your live funds, feel free to click that link. And again, I'd be really appreciative if you can like and subscribe. It really helps with getting more of these videos out. So good luck passing the verification and I'll see you in the next video.